Hello viewers. Well, the Portimao circuit was released for F1 2021 as part of their free content updates, which are going to be coming in September, October, November, and I thought I would just pop up on the channel a quick look at the Portimao circuit. It's a circuit we've seen in quite a few games over the years. I was first introduced to this circuit back in 2011 on the Superbike game at the time, the SBK 11, and of course it's a fun track. Again, we've seen different versions of it in different games over the years. More recently I've also been playing it in MotoGP as well. So in terms of track modelling, I've not been to the track myself, so I couldn't tell you how accurate the model is. I've seen there are various videos online. It's very hard when you look at videos as to the undulation, the scale and the actual details of the circuit, but based on overall layout it looks good to me. The curbing does seem a little bit flatter here and there than it is on the real circuit, but then again that can be also down to the way the physics model works in terms of how they want the circuit. As ever, you know, I come back to the physics model on F1 2021 and there are improvements made every year, though I can't help but feel that, you know, for me, especially with traction control off, I just cannot feel the car under traction. I can't feel the wheels spin. I can hear it. I understand as a gamer what you're supposed to do, but as a driver I can't feel it. It doesn't feel natural to me. But either way, you know, getting your gearing right, having a race around a few laps. I was a bit rusty, so I'm not up there with those esport players who play it every day, and obviously I'm playing different games all the time, but in general it's intuitive. I was able to just understand how to get the car through the corners. My gear selection is probably wrong on a few of these corners. I didn't have a rhythm. Really, changing gears is all about rhythm, and you just need to get into that, and then you can replicate that every lap, and then after that it's all about understanding the tyre wear and how to. Now later in this particular race I do damage my front wing, and the final lap is quite challenging because even with some front wing damage, your car loses a massive amount of cornering speed, understeers dreadfully, understeers anyway. I do find it very understeery sort of style to the cars. It means coming off the power. I think that also the driving style of accelerating out of a corner, again it's something I find quite tricky with this model as well, especially with traction control off, where you would accelerate. Also there's a couple of areas on the course where the car can spin out, and I'm going to go through those on the next lap actually, as I'm having a bit of wheel tool action with Lance Stroll there. We know he has a few issues with this chicane. Come on, hang in there. I'm driving of course as Daniel Ricciardo, winner of the race this weekend, and well done. Isn't it great to see Daniel get that smile back on his face after a challenging year in a car that clearly doesn't work for his driving. So sad to see so many Formula One fans just write a driver off just because they have a bad few races, and clearly not understanding how difficult it is for a driver to adapt to certain cars that don't give them the feeling and the style that they need. Even though McLaren say it needs I think it was a special driving style. Just looking at the corners as well, as we talk, that's an area there actually where you can spin out quite easily. Very strange how the car reacts around that corner. Just felt very unnatural to me without traction control. We're using a medium here, and I felt nothing of the car without it. Just not even worth playing, and zero enjoyment. Oh yeah, I can drive it round, but I feel like the whole time I'm tippy-toeing and not really feeling the car, not really feeling the tyre temperature for me. So it's but it works for a lot of gamers out there. Gamers will always be good at games. It doesn't matter if it's realistic or not realistic, or it's right or wrong. Gamers will always be able to play it. I can drive Driving Emotion Type S, and if I can do that, you guys can drive anything. So look at the corner names here. What we've got: Primera, going around there. So there we are, high speed through there into Lagos. Could be Lagos. I'm going to call it Lagos. There we are, up the hill into the Torre Vip. I would love to know what the correct pronunciations are. I haven't checked that, so I don't have time to check every single pronunciation, but you guys can tell me. And into the turn 6, which has no name, and the turn 7, which has no name. We always need names for our corners. into an easy one here. Look, Samsung. There we are. So maybe Samsung did some sponsorship, or it's nothing to do with him. And then this is down into the Craig Jones. Get into your Craig Jones there, nicely through there, and up into the Portimao. Couple of corners, double corner there. Tricky, that second one. Got to brake early, get it in there. Reminds me of the second to last corner of Bahrain for some reason. It's one of those sort of sailing out there corners. Before I go into back of the car in front and damage our front wing. Leclerc there just braking a bit heavier than I'd expected. And what's this? Sagres. And then down into the final corner, which is Galp. There we are. Again, it looks like the word gulp, but it's actually an A for Galp. So there we are. That's your corners on the Portimao circuit. So all in all, a nice looking circuit. You're seeing it here running on the PlayStation 5 version. Replay in the corner from time to time. Shame the replays are at 30 FPS. I really hope that Codemasters would do something just to pop that up to 60. It looks quite unpolished and unfinished to see something like that. There's no reason why these consoles shouldn't be running the replays at 60 FPS. Hopefully we'll see that updated at some point, but if we don't, that's a bit of a shame, because it does look a bit shoddy in the cutscenes when you chop between 60 and 30 on a system that's clearly capable of displaying it perfectly well. Other than that though, yeah, enjoyed my little run here. Just having to slow down hugely, so I've lost contact with the other cars now, going really wide, just about keeping it together and hoping I can get it to the end of the race to complete this video and not make it look terrible. So my braking right there. I've been using the other cars as a reference throughout, and now had no reference and a car that was understeering badly, so very tricky, getting under a little bit of pressure I think as well. A couple of cars behind me. What have we got there? Stroll and Alonso. Oh, very wide through there, but I just keep some speed. And now I do a little lift in this final corner. And that's it for this look at Portimao. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of F1 2021, this track, all the rest of it. And there'll be more from me very soon. Hello viewers, well thanks for watching the video today. Do like and subscribe, it supports what we do. Do become a YouTube member. YouTube Patreon supports all of our content you see on the channel, and of course lots of gaming from retro to modern games. I love it all in terms of racing action. So click on one of the two videos just there to find out more.